comments. I mean, we all went positive in DBM.
Yeah, all we do is just sit back and like wait for us to ever get a 4K and win.
We got like twice the kills of their team.
Yeah, I think Splinter's mostly just talking about his
Twice.
DPM here.
And you lost?
No, we won. It's
We
the
won.
product, not Metalworks.
You guys shooting on bagel.
Came right from the administrator.
I only lost Metalworks right now.
Okay. Goated map though, dude. Especially as like demo, I feel like you can crazy
Metalworks.
carry on it. Anyway, okay. Focusing on bagel. One very fucking important theory thing I want you all to know, okay? We all need to understand this. The point and cap time is the most fucking important thing. This is Koth, not 5CP, right? Let's all get this through our heads right now. We need this fucking cap. We need this cap, okay? I've seen lots of teams not focus cap time, and that's their number one fucking issue. If you have this thing, you're winning the game. Fuck everything else. This is the fundamentals. Anyway. Second key note. Always in Koth, take what the other team gives you. Okay? If the other team is only 3 up, and we have 6, and they're just fucking chilling over here on concrete, we should walk directly into these players. Okay? And when I say we, I mean you guys. Because you guys, especially how I've seen from your other demos, you guys play very well aggressively, and you play very well in, like, the chaos. Koth suits you in this. This should be your preferred game mode, and I really believe that you guys can excel on this shit. So with those two things being said, I guess I'll just get into the regular fucking demo portion. Assuming, does anyone need callouts or rollouts? Everyone know what they're doing, at least with those two?
Tiran, do you know Varrola?
Bro, you just walk up. Like what?
What class are you on?
Scout.
Oh, yeah. Fucking walk here. Anyway.
Oh, I had a question. Like, when I play Bagel, I pretty much always roll out main, because it feels like faster. Is it good, or I should, like, roll out concrete?
Yeah, main or con, I will never give you shit for either of these two. If you go big door, I probably would make fun of you. But these two are totally fine.
Feels like main is just better, because it's faster.
It's the same, because if you get the pack, I feel like this is pretty much the same as this. Except maybe by like a couple of feet if the map designer centered this.
Because, like, each time I do the main rollout, I can always, like, get a stick on our demo. Just like...
No, actually, your theory might be right. Because I guess this is closer to that door. But then again, your angle's worse. Because I can only shoot to there.
No, I shoot at the stairs usually.
Oh, then it doesn't fucking matter, dude. I don't know. Because my first stick, typically, like... So I grab this pack, I jump to this pack. My first stick, I'm hitting right at this door, like before the combo gets in. You know what I mean?
No. Should I focus enemy demo or like go for medic, but it's harder to hit medic on mids?
Remember, nothing is fucking black and white. Or like most things aren't gonna be, at least in this game. If
like,
the other team's demo is a dipshit where I know he's gonna play aggressively enough where I can pick him. I have some names in my head, but I'm not gonna say them because I'm being recorded. Fucking if you know what I mean, like but if it's a demo that's just gonna sit all the way back here and his mid is just like spamming, why would you shoot this guy? You know, he's not gonna do anything from here. So it all depends on basically countering or like maximizing your efficiency as demo against the other team. If he's aggro and he's doing a lot of damage to your team and like effectively shitting on you guys, then yes, he should be the priority. But otherwise, most of the time I feel like it's kind of wasted damage from demos. You know? Regardless, I kind of lost my fucking train of thought. What was I saying before that? Someone help me out. Come on. This is your pop quiz. What was I saying before that?
Demo man.
The win. Rollouts, mids. Anyway. I don't even know then. I can't even relate it back to it.
Yeah. No, you're talking about roll it. You're talking about the demo rollout.
Oh, yeah. Just the first stick from your question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Long story fucking long, I guess. I don't know. Trapping this kind of sucks. Take guaranteed damage. I know confidently, you know what I mean? I've practiced my rollout enough, and this should be for most projectile classes, where I know I'm going to land right here when I roll out. I'm going to charge my sticky as I'm landing here, and I'm going to hit the same spot every fucking time. You know? Like, that's something where if you can consistently be the guy to get the first damage off, and especially with you guys where you all have good DM, if you all decide to shoot at the same player early on in mids, you can win so many initial just like spam games on Bagel. And that'll just make your lives easier. Whether it's the opposing team's demo because he's stupid and doesn't realize you guys are focusing him, or if maybe it's, you know, the scout up here or whatever, that is a great way to start off your mids. Our team actually played to fucking do that. Not in our most recent game, but the Bagel before that. We fucking knew the other team's demo was crazy aggressive. So all of our projectiles, being our soldiers in our demo, played to just spam him out. And I think we won 3 out of the 4 mids. Okay. With that being said, the fundamentals of Bagel is fucking house aggression. House aggression, house aggression, house aggression, okay? Whether that means your players taking what the other team gives you or defending your own, you guys need to be fucking proactive. If you are not the pocket scout or demo, you need to be active fighting these houses, okay? It's very common practice for your soldier in left house. Who's pocket soldier?
That's me.
So this is going to most likely be you. Granted, it is totally okay for you guys to switch if you feel like you have better success in the other house. It's not like, you know, a set thing. But you guys are more than welcome to switch and try the other one. But your job in left is essentially to not fucking die. Okay? With that being said, you need to have impact as well. Being in both houses is about comms from your teammates and understanding kind of who's alive and who's dead. The more aggressive you can be in this house, or both of them, the more aggressive you can be in both houses, so this goes for both soldiers and the flank scout, the better of a time you guys are going to fucking have on Bagel, okay? You can have a pocket soldier that sits here and just fucking scratches his ass the whole time and just blocks out the other soldier. And while, yes, that's good because, you know, you're not losing this player constantly and you have at least control of left, there's a lot more impact that can be had from these players. If I know the flank soldier is dead and I see 2 scouts on point, I know my ass can fucking walk straight up here and just shit on everyone on point. You know, so it's a lot of both soldiers in the houses. That is your line right there, or like your balance of constantly trying to decide what's worth the risk and what's not with like the damage you can do. The one thing I'd say is just never jerk off back here. You can always walk up, shoot 3 rockets, and then fucking jump back to your con or back here or something and play safe. That's what I find most effective. Soldiers that sit here or do the kind of like walk up and will watch this shit will have negative impact or will end up like dying more often than not, because the second the other team, even if they gain an advantage for a second, even if your combo is better than theirs, there's going to be points in the game where the other team's combo is able to create some space right lane and be able to push a player into you. So if you are dying in left house, that's like an entirely you problem. I've seen a lot of pocket soldiers die to that. And I'm not saying that this is a you issue. I haven't seen your guys' demo, but it's a very big point of emphasis. You cannot win on Koth if you are constantly 5v6. You have to be taking even or, like the most advantageous fights you guys fucking can. Kind of in the same note, right soldier, or typically roamer, your job a lot of the time is going to be to spam point, in the same sense, maybe bomb off, but most of the time watching right, spotting right, shoving right with your flank scout, and like organizing those type of plays. When we push in, for example, like if the other team is forward holding us, the second we get in, we get some space here, we get heals again, we're going to shove our flank scout and roamer into right house, and we're going to see if there's a pick. You guys can do this pretty much every fucking time as long as you're smart. If the guy's here, you get that free kill. It's a 2-on-1. You guys get an easy pick, and then you survive after, and you can go back and get packs and beam and just play this 5v6. If the guy's not here, again, your soldier maybe has an opportunity to push up, get some fat damage through right, stuff like that. It is a lot about just taking what they give you. You're going to find a lot of players, especially in these houses, are going to be making mistakes. And I hope you understand, I'm talking to the flank and all the other players that are not in the combo, because this really is your time to shine on Bagel. Show the smart player you are and the plays you guys can make through these houses. Do you have any specific questions on the houses or like flank players and stuff like that?
No.
You guys like understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I get you.
And another thing too, communicate what you can fucking do through a house. If you can get behind on Bagel, the value is massive, okay? So Pocket, if you see this is open and you jump behind and you can communicate this, you guys are going to win rounds fucking like it's nothing. I really do think you guys can just do crazy fucking bullying from both these houses. So I guess you'll figure out more when you play it, but do not be afraid to ask me because I want to help.
I saw one team. Like we played against one team yesterday at 10:30, and they were like their combo like they had like 4 people play a lot like right house, and they were like sacking 2 people from right house. Actually, left house.
Your left?
Yeah.
So they'd push 4 into it?
Yeah, and they were like chilling there, and they were like sending 2 people into concrete.
Okay.
Like we were losing meta a lot to this.
So how did you try and deal with it?
Like only later in the game, I wasn't used to this, but later I just like started very hard pressure into the stickies.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. When I hear from my pocket soldier that they are pushing him left, regardless of how many people it is, let's just say, I have cap, assuming my soldier is in left. We have the point. The second I hear they're pushing left, I'm trapping this fucking door, and I'm trapping left lane. Because I know some dumbass fucking scout is going to run like this and just go and try and support their players in left house. If I can trap this off the second I get that call as demo, that's going to do a lot of work to help my players in this house.
Do I spam stickies or...
Yes.
Do I spam stickies or pipes?
Stickies. You need to make sure no one else gets in here. You know what I mean? Pipes are not a reliable way of doing that. If I put stickies on this door, I know nobody else is going to get into this fight in left house and kill my teammates. Flank scout. The second you hear they are going left or they're shoving your soldier left, you need to assist him. Whether that's jumping, from like up here or from righty to point to in there, whatever it is, you need to figure out a way to get over there. Now, granted, if he's fucking dick rolled and he has to back up and get a bow, that's totally fine. Like, you guys can wait a second. But at the end of the day, your plan is he's going to go damage positive. Your soldier and lefty is going to go damage positive as those players push him. If needed, he can back up, get heals, and then him, your flank scout, with your demo trapping the door, and maybe even your fucking pocket scout can go back in and refight this and kill these players. The thing is, staying in a house is never good. Okay, this is like a temporary position, like high ground on Snake. Like we've talked about this. You know, it's never a permanent position, but rather something that comes in flows. If those idiots take this and your pocket soldier is able to live, they're in a box. This is a really bad position to stay, right? Especially if you're planning for, you know, your pocket soldier gets a quick bow, your scout gets ready to run in, your demo has traps on the point and on the door. They're fucked. So the key is this guy living and your flank scout playing with the timing of the rest of your team. Does that all make sense? I know that was a lot, so feel free to ask questions if there's anything I didn't explain well or.
Can you do the same thing? Like go right house?
I wouldn't do it with 4 people, but like I told you earlier, I love, you know, like if we push back in from a forward or after respawning or something, we push back in this way. Give your flank a fucking quick buff here as medic and send both of them into this house. They get a pick, they get a pick. If they don't, you know, who fucking cares? You don't lose anything for it. So that's one thing that I think is worth like basically constantly. We even do it just like as a mid. You know, our default is I'll sit here and I'll get spam, you know, just try and do as much damage as possible. And then the second the cap opens up, our medic's going to give a quick buff to these 2 players. They're going to push right. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to carpet right lane and try and be aggressive right and take some space.
I got a question about playing left house.
Yes.
So on mids, if I see like the enemy flank isn't like pressuring me much and not doing anything to me, I kind of just like spam their concrete, like walk up and like spam their concrete from that little balcony.
Yes, I even
that,
just
like-
do it from here. Early on spam. And I think that's really important too. All projectiles, you guys should have like a coordinated person you all are trying to shoot at the beginning of mids. Okay? And this person can always change, but whoever you all think you guys can fucking maybe get a kill on, or at least make the medic have to focus on this player. The default, like just best player, I think is typically demos. A lot of demos suck, just being straight up with you guys. A lot of demos are bad at this fucking game. So if all the 2 soldiers and the demo just spam a guy like that, especially with most teams rolling out concrete, I think you guys can get a pick. You know, you sit here and you just keep splashing, like, you can see my crosshair, right?
Oh yeah.
If you keep splashing right here on con, typically that'll do fucking great damage. Your demo can do the same from here. And then your older soldier from, like, roof. Like, there's a good chance you guys actually get picks off of this. And think about it, too. Maybe you don't hit the demo, but you get the med for, like, 80. You can just send your roamer on a fucking single bomb and just pressure behind it, and I'm sure you guys will get the pick. Does that all make sense?
Do I ever run katana this map?
No. Fuck your medic. Especially not on Bagel. This is our map, dude. Medics can suck a dick. Half the time they won't even get to Uber anyway.
Like in season 14, I was like my NC season. I was using the pen a lot, just to stuck melee. But later I just started using katana because it felt better for 5CP.
Wait, no. We talked about this. Didn't we have this conversation?
I had a question. Do I ever run katana this map?
No. I mean, you can prefer. I mean, realistically, how much does melee matter for demo?
For me, a lot.
No, it doesn't. You fucking liar! Not on Koth. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
but
when
what
it.
if you take out your katana during mid and lose 150 HP?
when would I ever need a melee to build on this map? Worst case scenario, if I'm the only one alive with my medic, I can do this. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm building on bagels, something's fucking wrong. Like your priority on any Koth as demo is gonna be damage. Right? The more damage you can output, or like the more you can harm the enemy team, essentially at the end of the day, the easier time the rest of your fucking team is gonna have on this map. That is your role on Bagel.
What if we rank crits and like we won the mid fight? They're like we wiped them and we forward hold and they're running Uber and they're about to have. What do we do?
You need, so essentially if I'm up here, I'm in my forward hold. Or the last deck, Jesus. If I'm in my forward hold and we have crits, we have to assume they're on regular Uber. So we're trying to look for opportunities to be able to use this effectively. If I hear from my soldiers, because I'm going to have a soldier main. I didn't do a map review. Or essentially a full map review. But you guys know the forwards, right? Soldier main, soldier right, beam on like con or like maybe even back here. Beaming your soldiers. And then demo on the left side with flank scout. My flank scout will sit here, spot aggressive, you know, see if they're coming from here. Take the pack, and then if I hit like a pipe or anything, he'll follow up on it. The soldier main here is to make them have to fucking look at 2 doors. I've seen it with 2 soldiers just sitting on concrete, like right here, or like where if this soldier gets hurt, he'll jump back and get beam, and then the other soldier will take over. I don't like that. I think forcing them to have to look at 2 doors is your better option. And it's going to lead to better results.
Can I sometimes do it as demo?
No. Well, kind of. If your soldiers call that they're going right, you can leave, you know, most of your sticks still left. And I can trap up right or help out with a couple sticks and spam. But essentially, as demo, I'm playing most of the time here anyway, you know? Like, I can peek left a little bit and try and help out this guy. But if I know the combo's not here, I don't give a fuck. You know, I'm trying to deny the meat of the other team. And if I can come back over here and deny these players and help out my soldiers, I think that's a lot more helpful. The key difference is your flank scout has to continue to watch this and make sure they're spotting players. If a scout gets in, it's really not a big deal. You know, at least not like immediately. But just making sure you're watching for that bomb out of this door. Does that help?
Yeah.
What else? Oh. The other big key is understanding the difference between having cap and not having cap. Okay? Koth, you're going to have a lot of fucking moments where I'm trying to figure out the right words to describe this. It's like if your aggression is kind of dependent on whether or not you have the cap. Okay? If I don't have the cap, my players spawn a lot faster than the other teams. The team who does have the cap. Okay? That is a fundamental of Koth. Which means I fundamentally can be a lot more aggressive than they can, because if I trade with somebody, that is that is advantageous for my team versus like a neutral encounter. So in those types of moments, for example, like if they're forward on us, aka you guys, our soldier jumps in and he lands here, and they're playing really fucking aggressive, and they're playing to like hard hold this door. It doesn't matter if we wipe as long as like our medic lives. If we're getting trades in this and we're getting picks, like our soldier jumps in, and as demo, like I'm just swinging behind him because it, you know, I don't have cap. I spawn in 5 fucking seconds. None of this matters. If I get kills though, that guy has a 16 or 20 second spawn. So fucking, we can all swing this, be aggressive. You know, we get kills, we get kills. We don't get kills, we don't get kills. Whatever. But at least we can all be back up in 10 seconds, get buffed, and then try again. So understanding that difference between having the cap versus not. I'm sure you guys are all aware about denying players. You know, don't cap it if you have people dead.
I think I don't know if this is like an exception. I think when Johnny was like doing, like I was watching the map review Johnny was doing, he said you can like, if you're at pretty big ad, it's fine to like give up the point for a very short time because it caps a lot faster than the one on product. Like before you do push.
I never be afraid. Like, if it's, we had this in one of our last games. Like, if it's a 3v6 and you have Uber, not worth it. You know what I mean? Like, give them the cap for a second. You guys can just fucking back up to wherever you have to, like most likely your house, and then just pick a door and you guys.
What if it's 3v5?
Who's down?
You're down like a scout, 2 soldiers, and they're down a scout.
It's gonna be tough. You could try. You could. I think you could take that and maybe go for med or something, and then back up, wait for spawners, buff them, and then recap.
I guess another thing we kind of have issues with sometimes, like, is breaking through forward holds. What I heard in another map review was you should try to get like, you should just immediately try to push right. You can only really push left if they're like down an explosive class or something. It's like if you're pushing right, you want like the flank players to watch through main just in case they try to collapse on you once you push out right.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that's pretty good. Essentially, though, so I'm always thinking kind of through like demo brain, but like as demo, I don't want to be the first person to peek this unless I know it's like totally free. Because if they see me, they know where the combo's going, right? Like that's kind of just a fundamental of TF2. If they see the demo, they know where the fucking medic is. So I don't want to be the first person to peek it, but whoever, you know, like a scout or soldier is the first person to get here and can take some space, that is very helpful.
One thing he said that you could do is you could like air sticky into the doorway to like clear the traps.
Oh,
Pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Like the above ones for your soldier, because otherwise this can get cleared pretty easy by your scout. Like you don't even need anyone to knock these off. Your scout can just clear the left side. Or sorry, this is right from our perspective, but so yeah, your scout can clear these, and then if you know these are clear and there's only high stickies, you can walk on this and you're fine.
Yeah, just call out which side of the door is clear since it's
Exactly.
pretty massive.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, with that being said though, when you're pushing out, the biggest issue is if somebody fears, or like if the team fears, okay? Like I said earlier, if you do not have the cap as the first soldier in, as the demo, and as the flank players, we need to be fucking collapsing here if they're staying aggressive and punish them for staying here, right? All of us need to be smart in this situation and respond appropriately. If they're staying close enough to where they can hard lock this, yes, maybe our soldier and our demo are going to die. Hopefully they get some damage off and our flank is able to get in behind it, you know? With that also being said, our medic needs to be smart enough to live, right? Like knowing that these players are essentially playing for trades or to like at least get good damage off, you know? So medic, you need to be baiting the fuck out of right side. And then my hard rule is, if you guys get stuffed to the point where you can't even like get in through the door, you know, like the demo's sitting here fucking just shitting on you, maybe pushes you back to the pack, or you gotta jump out or something. If you guys need to get heals, just walk to the other door and heal on your way. And then you can push through the other door because they've already rotated to meet you here, you know?
Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
If demo is like playing on wood, can you run sniper to like snipe him?
Yes, yes. That's actually like meta now. Is scouts. Do not be afraid if you spawn and you know they're forward camping. You can peek here Don't see anyone here. Don't be afraid to come up and peek like from here. It's just not good, like, once you guys actually get out of the forwards, you know? Like, vision's just not great. If people are in the houses, you're probably gonna die. Like, it's just... At that point, like, if you guys are able to get out of the forwards, go back and fucking switch off.
Who should do that? Scout
Yeah,
or
Scout.
soldier?
You always want soldiers. Think about it like this. If you don't have a soldier, or if either of your soldiers are down, that house is free. That house is free for the other team to just be able to take.
So product is an exception.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it's kind of just the unique design of Bagel, too, with, like, you know, the houses.
Yeah, like not being able to see anything.
Yeah, and being, like, an enclosed area. Because it's never, like, you really can't own a house as much as you can kind of just, like, watch it and react to it, you know?
Yeah, because it's like whenever you have sniper on product, you can just see the entire mid.
Yeah, exactly. And you can just, yeah. Yeah, you have so many angles, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Where it's like on this, you have to know exactly where the other team is. And if you don't know where even, like, one player is, you're probably fucking dead. If the other team's playing, you know. Right. Anything I'm missing? Anything anyone's not sure about?
Can't think of anything at the moment.
What if enemy medic is planned like on their concrete, then you're trying to form an...
If he's playing on their concrete and you're four-manning?
Yeah. Do you still go for it, or you just go for point?
Yeah, absolutely go for it. Well, so the key to four-man is if your guys' four-mans aren't working or, like, the medic's so far out that you can't do anything, all you have to do is pressure point more. You should always try and pressure point a little bit before going for a four-man. Does that make sense? Unless I'm breaking forwards. If I'm breaking forwards, then it doesn't matter because the medic's gonna be here like beaming players anyway. But if the medic is playing all the way out, our job needs to be to focus point and try and get as much cap time to where he has to come back and beam players.
Where should your medic play to bait?
Yeah, so that's a good question. That's what I was about to get to. With that being said, your medic is going to be very fucking tempted to do the exact same thing and sit here and beam you guys. No. No, your medic cannot play with you when you're doing this. So understand that. Your medic either has to play basically all the way out on main or all the way out on valley to where the second he sees a Uber and the demo's jumping or whatever that he can get out. So your medic's playing all the way back here on this shit. So if you get hurt, understand you got to go back, you know, to like where he can bow you. But you're kind of doing this in like one fight. Like the way we do it, if they're not forwarding, you know, like all of us coming this way, we get buffs here. When we get buffs here, our medic's going to bait the shit out of it with our pocket scout probably still building because we're at disad. And then that's when it's up to the rest of us to get them to try and play point. Our flank scout will start, you know, like edging. I'll sit here and protect him. And the second I see that medic have to commit a little bit in and come in to heal his players, I'm calling, you know, 4-man in 3, 2, and then we all go. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, so it's just when the medic's playing back, prioritize pressuring the point rather than doing anything about them immediately. Just call whenever they start committing.
Yes, and making sure that your medic in your pocket, or at least your medic, is in a spot where they can fucking live, even if all of you die. So many times I've seen like great 4-mans, you know what I mean, and like great sex and stuff like that, and then their medic ends up like dying or getting forced. Like that's just unacceptable, bro. That is such an easy way to lose a fucking game. Because all 4 of you are taking the time out, you know, you spawn, get buffs, get in position, pressure, and then go and die. What? That's a minute of cap time you've just given them? 40 seconds? 30 seconds? Like, if you do all that and your medic just ends up dying, it's going to be a long day. But maybe I'm just cursed from having played with too many bad meds. Other than that, I'm not sure. Last chance for questions on general map shit. Unless I think of anything.
Are there any like mid calls that you can do other than just like spamming one player?
Shove houses. Shove houses. That's the key of it.
Which house is better to shove?
Right. A lot of pocket soldiers fucking suck. And they're very isolated in this house. If this guy, especially here's a really good way to do it. If as demo, if I see this soldier walk up to here and open, most of the time I know this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, right? So I can call my flank players in the second this guy is looking at me, and most of the time that's a free kill for them, just shooting him in the back. Otherwise they can, you know what I mean, like just do it based off of this guy, like I don't know, his fucking takes his eyes off a left for a second or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. The houses are really your key to victory. You can even shove left. Like if you see this soldier, their roamer, jump up onto this roof, you know left is free. You can send either your flank scout all the way through. He doesn't have to necessarily commit, but he can get through here, take a pack really quick, maybe jump onto this high ground, and then come shoot this guy in the back, and you can get a kill there. There's so many possibilities. It's just about being creative and making like smart plays as a team. Essentially, flank, it's up to you guys to communicate. And ball. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I can't remember.
The demo?
What about the demo?
You said you're gonna like show us how you play. How your team plays.
Our demo, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna see a lot of these same like principles like in our games, obviously. Oh fuck, I clicked the wrong one. But yeah, you see the same shit I preach to you guys. Granted, sometimes I'm dumb and get a little aggressive, but what demo doesn't? I don't remember what I named this one. Okay. Too many fucking demos, man. I gotta clear this shit out. It's not showing up. What the fuck? TF. TF. There we go. Oh. So this was the at the time of this match, we were the 4th place team in advanced going up against the 3rd place team.
4, 3, 2, 1.
It's an official.
Yes. This was last night.
Did you win?
Yes.
What was the score?
4-1.
Spoilers.
Yes, lots of
Come on.
spoilers. So you see that first sticky I kind of preached about? So early on, from my perspective as demo, I like trying to get that first sticky, either if I can get the damage on like the scout rolling out or the med. Sometimes if you're lucky, like if you can get those 2 first stickies on the medic, I think it's worth it to bomb. Like only send 1 soldier, but you know, if a medic took 60 or 60 to like 80 damage, I think a single soldier bomb should be able to get that kill. So that's kind of just what I'm looking for here with those early sticks. He's just actually better than me and dodges pretty much all of it. So you see our roamers just playing on roof here while we shove 2 through left early on to see what we can get. Fortunately, we get good damage on them, but don't get the pick, whatever it happens. And then now we're trying the same thing in right house. We rip both through. This guy's at 8 HP. Probably should have been a kill again. But with the pressure we get off of that, the players continue to go behind, and then the rest of us should be walking here.
Is it good to have people behind on this map?
Yes. Yes. Maybe not everybody, but
What if I'm a demo?
no.
Um,
If you're behind, you suck. If anyone else is behind, good job.
Our control point is
Easy force. Oh yeah, they paused fucking 3 times at the beginning of this game, bro. I forgot.
you can pause 3 times, but it was only 2.
It was like their player, it was tech, so it was like, you know, nothing we could do. Shit, 43 minutes and most of it was probably pauses. You know what? I'm gonna save you guys a lot of time. Maybe let's try 80,000. That way you don't have to sit through any bullshit pauses.
being captured.
Yeah, it's around 8. 70 maybe? That way, you know, I'm just trying to give you guys the meat and potatoes. You don't need anything fucking.
We take control.
It's too crazy. Oh, this is the round we lose. I guess we can talk about what we fucked up. We're at 2 minute or 1.5 minute time disad here, guys, okay? Them getting the force there and giving themselves 30 or 40-ish% ad is, we're not in a good spot. I think we started this off like 2 minute disad or something like that. Like it was pretty fucking bad. We give them like almost 3 minutes straight. So them not having the cap allows them to do dumb shit like this. Okay? And I want you guys to understand this from the same perspective of where, like, if you do not have the capture point, most of the time in the long game, like if you can sustain cap time, you guys are going to win this fight not having this because of your spawn advantage. That's feed. This is kind of feed too. They get our med, but we're at disad anyway. We're basically even. Doesn't matter. Chaos fight. And then we forget the point. Okay, this is what I want. I don't remember mid here. It's funny, both demos are basically doing the same thing. We didn't even see each other.
Alert. The control point is being contested.
Did you see what happened to our pocket soldier?
Decimated.
They did what I'm telling you guys to do. His dumbass looked in the fucking door and stood right here. It was probably called, or maybe it was pre-planned or whatever. But regardless, he stood here looking at the point. 2 players ran through the house and shot him in the ass, and he died immediately. He didn't even have time to respond. I died because of it too. Pocket Scout dies, he dies.
The control point is being.
We basically get wiped off of that one play. You see the power? That's how fast Koth is. So we get him right for free.
Alert. The control point is being captured. Alert. The control point is being contested.
Oh, exchanges. I didn't talk about exchanges. When you don't have the point, if you're having a hard time getting it, or like being able to get the space for your scouts to be able to get the cap, don't be afraid to just take an exchange on your fucking scout and run across point, okay? With that being said, when you guys are going for the cap, or like this needs to be called, like as a team, we need to communicate we are going for the cap. As a team, we all need to focus the point and being able to create as much space as possible for our scouts to cap. Because if as like projectiles, if we're not fucking shooting and trying to create space and doing damage here, this guy is probably just going to end up dying more times than not. They use, but that guy's blind. And ass. And collapse because they went too far.
Is Chris better on this map than on product?
I think it's okay, but I wouldn't run it if you don't have to. The only issue is that, like, if your med's out here and gets stuck on it, it can, you know, you guys can kind of be in a difficult spot. Whereas if we're on Uber here, like, Koth is very forgiving. So it's like if I'm at disad, odds are like most of the time I can get a force or the med pick without it really being an issue. You know what I mean? Unlike 5 CP, where if I know they're pushing last, like I'm kind of fucked.
Oh, we have a 9:30, don't we?
Yeah, we have a scrum.
Oh shit, you gotta go.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you.
But yeah, that's
Thank you.
basically it. Play Bagel tonight, guys. Be aggressive. I don't know if you are actually playing it, but
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
yes.